Imagine this. You stand at the edge of a crowded room, watching a man weave through the throng with effortless command. He speaks rarely, yet when he does, the room leans in, hungry, straining to catch every syllable. Meanwhile, another man dominates the conversation, his words spilling like coins from an overstuffed pocket, each one losing value as it clatters to the ground. Here lies the paradox. The more you say, the less you control. Power does not rush to fill silence. It emerges from it. Nietzsche understood this. Silence is worse. All truths that are kept silent become poisonous. What if your words, in their excess, are diluting your influence? What if every unnecessary revelation is a chain around your wrists, binding you to the expectations of others? The question is not what to say, but when to stop. And the answer waits in the shadows. Why do we feel compelled to speak, to explain, to justify, when silence would serve us better? Nietzsche saw it clearly. The lie is a condition of life. Society demands our words, our transparency, our vulnerability. Yet every confession, every unnecessary detail, is a surrender of power. Psychologically, we fear silence. It feels like emptiness, like rejection. Carl Jung warned of the persona, the mask we wear to appease others. The more we talk, the more we feed that mask, letting others define us. Meanwhile, the Stoics knew, the more you say, the more likely you are to say something foolish. Words are currency, and most spend them recklessly, but the deeper trap. Language itself is a cage. The moment you explain, you limit. The moment you justify, you invite challenge. Friedrich Nietzsche's will to power thrives in implication, in the unspoken. What are you giving away without even realizing it? The consequences are worse than you think. Every word beyond necessity is a drop of power leaking from your grasp. Cognitive science reveals a cruel irony. The human brain equates brevity with confidence and excess with insecurity. When you over-explain, you trigger subconscious doubts. Why so defensive? What are you hiding? History's most feared rulers mastered this law. The less they spoke, the more others projected onto them. Myths grew in the silence. But today, we live in an age of compulsive confession, where social media demands constant justification, and every thought is monetized into content. The result? A society of open books, easy to read, easier to manipulate neurologically. Silence activates the reticular activating system, priming the brain to seek meaning in the unsaid. Your absence of words becomes a mirror, forcing others to confront their own assumptions. But speak too much, and you hand them the script. The trap is set. The question is, will you step into it? The escape begins with a ruthless shift. Let silence become your weapon. Sun Tzu wrote, "All warfare is based on deception, and power is no different." Watch a chess grandmaster. Their strength lies not in the pieces they move, but in the threats left unspoken. History's most formidable figures wielded this art. Talleyrand, the master diplomat, survived revolutions by saying little, letting others drown in their own words. Steve Jobs transformed product launches into theater by stripping away excess, leaving only devastating simplicity. Nietzsche himself wrote in riddles, forcing the world to unravel him. The method is counterintuitive. Speak only to amplify absence. Answer questions with questions. Replace justification with a raised eyebrow. Let pauses linger until they become unbearable. The moment you refuse to explain, you reverse the hierarchy. They now crave your validation, but this is only the beginning. The final truth reshapes everything. Here is the silent earthquake that reshapes the landscape of power. What you withhold defines you far more than what you reveal. Nietzsche's greatest insight was not about will, but about depth. Man is the abyss, and most never look down. When you resist the compulsion to fill silence, you cease to be a puppet of expectation and become the puppeteer. This is the paradox of Law 4. The less you say, the more you are. Not because you are empty, but because you force the world to project its own meanings onto your silence. Like a mirror reflecting nothing but the observer's face, your restraint reveals others' insecurities, desires, and fears. So let them beg for your words while you stand unmoved. Let them drown in their own noise while you master the language of absence. The final truth. Power belongs to those who dare to say nothing at all. Now, will you speak or will you conquer?